Hello friends. Today we will discuss about the topic secularization. So let us start now. Secularization, generally in broad sense, refers to a change in society as a result of which social significance of religion declines. It means that social significance of religious beliefs and institutions decreases, and when we say a secular society, it refers to two aspects: secular state and secular social life. Secular state, it means the state is no longer guided by religious dogmas. Laws are based on rational, scientific, and humanistic principles. It doesn't discriminate in favor or against any religion. What is secular social life? It means the influence of religious beliefs and practices and people's participation in religious institutions and rituals decreases. The concept of secularization is seen as an inevitable and inalienable aspect of modernization. Secular state and secularization of social life. So, what is modernization is secular state and secularization of social life. There have been many theories in 19th and 20th century advocating secularization of society as inevitable part of social change. For example, Comte's theory of social evolution, law of three stages, from theological to metaphysical and then positive stage. Here, the positive stage is characterized by replacement of religion by science. Durkheim, in a society of high division of labor, religion will not be able to perform its traditional role of providing solidarity. Weber, and industrialization will increase society as industrialization will increase, society will be more rational and religious practices will decrease. Marx, no place of religion in future communist society. Parsons, as societies evolve, structural differentiation increases, which causes value generalization, and hence society shifts towards universalistic values for integration, thus a shift towards secularization. Religion was all pervasive in traditional societies, pre-industrial societies. Now economic, political and educational activities are separated from religion in industrial societies. Science has overthrown this. For example, in the past, smallpox was spread across the world. In India, there was worship of smallpox goddess. Scientific research eliminated the virus causing smallpox, and hence, goddess lost popularity among the masses. Similarly, rain is no longer seen as a caused by Indra, instead monsoon, and hence Indra lost its popularity. Sphere of sacred is shrinking with increase of structural differentiation. There is disengagement and desacralization. The plausibility structure of religion has broken down. Now, what is privatization and pluralization of religion? Social significance of religion has declined but not vanished, because religion answers the unanswerable, relieves anxiety, what Malinowski has said. Religion now has become an individual choice in modern society. Now there are number of sects, no more simple religion. Only way religion can survive in society is by pluralization of religion, what Peter Berger has said. It has talked about pluralization of religion. Another trend is internal secularization of religion. Religious ideas are trying to come to terms with secular ideas. For example, heaven is now seen as a state of mind. Change in the very attitude of religious authority. For example, in 14th century, plague in England killed almost half of its population. Church asked people to pray every day as it was seen as a divine wrath. But when AIDS started spreading in 20th century, focus shifted on developing vaccine. No more seeking a religious solution. Omnipotent God has been reduced to a God of gaps, area where science is helpless. God enters where science is helpless. God enters. For example, science can answer how people suffer, but cannot answer in most cases why people suffer. However, above argument, that means secularization of society, have been contested by several scholars. According to them, decline of institutional religion cannot be a proper index of secularization. Earlier, church was place of local community, gathering and communication, but now local community gone. There is socialization of life as part of large society, just not at local level. For example, hundreds of friends on Facebook, but very less or none of them are our neighbors. But this doesn't mean that religiosity of people has died. There are variations, of course. In third world countries like India, religious revivalism is coming to dominate social and political life. It has become strong. Religious revivalism is also a trend in advanced industrial society in last 2 decades. For example, several scholars argued that over 90% Americans are now religious. But those who are defending secularization aspect of society argued that secularization doesn't mean the disappearance of religion. It means social and political significance of religion has declined. But because of widespread anomie due to excessive commercialization, financialization, and commodification of almost every aspect of human life and cutthroat political competition in modern democracies to attract voters at any how to win the election and decline of Marxism as an alternative political ideology have caused religious revivalism. So we have to remember it. For example, Khalistan movement for separate country is an ideology of protest where religious revivalism, political identity to mobilize people, and secularization, modern lifestyle are going hand in hand. Now let us study about religious fundamentalism, one form of religious revivalism. The term was first used in 1920s in America by journalist Curtis Lee. America started industrialization in 1870, but once began, it grew very rapidly. Entire lifestyle started changing very rapidly, and it became consumeristic, which deviated from Christian teachings. Many groups emerged who saw this as a moral and cultural decay. One famous controversy emerged was in Tennessee. There was law that teachings in schools and colleges should not be against Bible. In Dayton, a school biology teacher, as part of his lecture, started teaching the theory of evolution. Teacher was suspended as he was teaching against Bible. This led to trial in court. Modernists of the America were against the church. Two most famous lawyers hired, and finally church lost the case. The lawyer of the church got heart attack. Some of the church leaders, supported by some wealthy businessmen, decided to spread and popularize Bible teaching among the masses. Number of booklets were published and circulated free of cost, and the controversy continued since then. In this context, Curtis Lee kept the term religious fundamentalism. The word fundamentalist came to describe the mindset of the people who were conservative, narrow minded, and hostile to the modern idea. By 1940, this controversy died in America. So, what is fundamentalist means? Actually, this describes the mindset of the people who are conservative, narrow minded, and hostile to modern ideas. Once again, It was revived in context of religious revivalism in third world countries since 1970s onwards. Now this term is mainly used in context of third world society. Iranian revolution in 1970 was termed as religious fundamentalism by many journalists on that time. Not all kind of religious revivalism is fundamentalism. Religious fundamentalism is a consequence of modernity. Only in those society where modernization process is going on rapidly. Religious fundamentalism is a true modern phenomenon. Fundamentalism is a proclamation of authority of religion scripture that is to be reinstated as an antidote for society that has strayed from its moorings. It is an attempt to bring religion back to center stage in public policy decision. Thus, it is against the secularization. Fundamentalist is who? Let's see what is fundamentalist. Fundamentalist is who that recognizes that there are problems in contemporary society, and he or she believes that religious scriptures only can solve the contemporary problems. Religious ideas are interpreted literally. For example, Arya Samaj slogan of "Go back to Veda." Religious fundamentalism is not completely against the modernity. Technological and material component of modernity is not rejected, but cognitive component of modernity is selectively rejected. So, religious fundamentalism is not completely against the modernity. Technological and material component of modernity is not rejected, but cognitive component of modernity is selectively rejected. But with the technology, the ideas, values, beliefs also change, but fundamentalists selectively reject these. For example, Taliban in Pakistan and Afghanistan and Hindu extremist groups in India. T. N. Madan has identified following features of religious fundamentalists. Fundamentalists believe that religious scriptures cannot be wrong. Emphasis on literal interpretation of scripture. They regard present is morally and culturally decayed. They make an attempt to reconstruct the present society according to their own interpretation of scriptures. Totally intolerant to the dissent, totally anti-democratic. Their fundamentalists are motivated to acquire political power as they consider it essential for reconstruction of society. So all these are five major features of fundamentalists, characteristics of fundamentalists, their behavior. It develops because of the anomaly created due to the rapid uneven modernization. So religious fundamentalism is developed because of anomaly created due to the rapid uneven modernization. We have to remember this. Mass secular education is essential. Scientific and secular education is essential with secular ideas and technology. For example, in Punjab, maximum people are agriculturalists with minimum education but substantial land holding and property. And here there is religious fundamentalism. So to curtail the fundamentalism, secular education is essential. Now come to religious revivalism. It refers to a trend which is evident in societies across the world over that there is mushrooming growth of religious groups and increasing influence of these groups in political process. It is more conspicuously evident in third world countries. Religion has started dominating politics and rise of and that leads to rise of fundamentalism. Factors responsible for religious revivalism. Uncertainty in life due to unprecedented growth of science and technology and their impact on social life. People are unable to comprehend the multiplicity of challenges of life and their solution. How to address these challenges? Contradictory viewpoints of experts on various issues creating too much confusion among masses. With shift to market economy, almost every aspect of life has been commercialized. Due to this, uncertainty of livelihood has been increased. A spoiled consumeristic lifestyle creating debt trap. People are feeling meaninglessness in life. Breakdown of close-knit communities. People today interact with absent others on social media. Sense of belongingness and identity related to it have broken down. Mushrooming growth of cults and sects on professional lines who aggressively claim to address uncertainty of life. Cutthroat competition in politics and aggressive use of religious identity to mobilize people. Breakdown of traditional identities due to globalization. To rebuild these identities, religious activities are growing more and more. Injustice and inequality are rising. Disparity is increasing in society and people have less hope on political institutions. After collapse of communism, Marxism has lost its appeal. There is ideological vacuum due to which people are attracting more towards religious ideologies. Uneven modernization is creating chaos, confusion, and tension in society. People are turning towards religious institutions for solace. However, secularization and religious revivalism are happening simultaneously. Human mind is in a state of flux, more known. Now, relationship between religion and science. In general sense, it is defined as a system of institutionalized interaction between man and some other extra mundane entity, in which man appropriates the extra mundane and in turn is supposed to reciprocate. On the other hand, science refers to a systematic body of certified and changing knowledge rooted in empirical facts and reality. Both religion and science have certain similarities and dissimilarity and both have impacted each other. Both act as cognitive system, knowing or understanding the reality, means by which we try to comprehend the reality. But they have a fundamental difference. Religion is based on faith, but science is based on evidence and has attitude of debunking all authority. Religion tends to be collectivistic. Everyone falls in line without questioning. But science tends to be individualistic. What I experience is the truth. Consumerism is inevitable in science. On the other hand, religion tends to be supra-sensory. Religion is essentially connected with morality. It is based on right versus wrong, prescribes some do's and don'ts, but science is amoral. How science is to be used is a question of values, but religion is concerned with values. Religious ideas tends to be absolute and final, but science is always tentative. Science is a certified and changing knowledge because it is based on empirical knowledge. Religion is primarily non-utilitarian, but science is primarily utilitarian. Religion without science is lame and science without religion is blind. At the same time, both impact each other and both are interdependent. growth of science has been affected by religion. For example, Protestant ethos contributed to the growth of modern science, developed first only in the Western Europe. Along with religion, other factors also contributed though. R.K. Merton, based on his historical study, argued that in 18th century Britain all scientists were Protestants. Protestants glorified reason. They believed that man has been given this life only to demonstrate glory of God by unraveling the mysteries of nature. They were thus motivated to seek knowledge about this world. Other religions were more philosophical. Protestantism bridged the gap between spiritual and mundane by seeking goal of this world. One is also achieves one spiritual goal of salvation. Thus religion impacted science. Science has also impacted religion. Secularization of society is due to the science. Due to science, the cognitive role of religion has declined. Religious ideas matter only where science has not yet reached. Growth of science has led to desacralization of world. Different spheres of life have been desacralized, leading to internal secularization of religion. For example, heaven and hell are only state of mind. Thus, science has also impacted religion. But today, both coexist because they are complementary and not contradictory to each other. So, it's all about today. Thank you very much.